Okay, let's say it's the apocalypse and you can make bread. No one's gonna kill you. Don't teach them, though. Don't teach them how to make bread, because otherwise they'll get rid of you. But if you know how to make bread and everyone else can't and they're starving, they'll keep you. Smart. Although I believe that leaders make leaders. You know, great leaders inspire others to rise, just like my bread will. If you want to make really good bread, this video isn't for you, okay? Mine is more to show that at the end I can have a product that will feed me and others. So yeah, let me prove to you that I can make some bread. Prove. Get it? That's what happens with the forget it. Okay, so get your ingredients ready. Details are in the description below. Grab a big old bowl. I like to sift my flour to aerate it and remove any lumps or impurities. Then I add a little salt, and you can be a nerd about it or just, you know, be cool and guess. Pop the yeast in, away from the salt. Yeah, 2 households, both alike in dignity that should never meet. I don't know why they shouldn't meet. Apparently, salt and yeast kill each other. I don't know. Drop the oil in, mix it up, add the water, tepid to warm temperatures, please. Yeast is a living organism that works best in a warm environment, which is kind of weird and gross when you think about it. Mix it up, get your hands dirty, just get in there until the ingredients are in a nice cohesive ball ready to be kneaded. I need you. Tip onto a lightly floured work surface and knead for around 10 minutes. I like to add a little oil when kneading, so the dough's texture is consistent and makes it more tender and softer. One thing that I really like about kneading the bread is that I find it quite therapeutic. It's like a moment just with me doing something physical. Well, it's not exercise, but but there's something about it that just brings me to the present moment, and it's just nice. It's to think that like bread was, you know, one of the first sort of foods that was made en masse for people, and so it connects you to a time and a space that spans our civilization. There's something kind of beautiful about that. Once the dough is satin smooth, place it in a lightly oiled or buttered bowl and cover with cling film, and then you just leave it to rise for an hour until it's double the size. Ooh, look at that bad boy. Okay, butter the pan, which is funny because pan means bread. Anyway, and knock back the dough. That means punch it, right? Go on, go to town with it. Let all your anger out. I should have got that promotion. Yes! Pull the dough back on itself. Just look at it. Doughy, elastic, sexy goodness. Place it in a pan to prove for another hour until double the size. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful! Someone's hungry. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a little bit of flour on top of it. I'm going to give it some cuts. I can't remember why you have to do that, but that's what I do. And then I'm going to stick it in the oven. And I add a bit of boiling water at the bottom. So if there's a bit of steam in the oven, it actually helps the bread rise a little bit and get a nice crust. And bake for 25 to 30 minutes until golden brown. But I made a slight miscalculation and, I burnt it a little bit. But that's all right, you can scrape the top. I think it's important to scrape some of the burnt stuff because it contains a chemical, which I'm now going to say in voiceover, acrylamide. So that's important. But I think the bread should still be good. Let's find out. One way to know whether the bread is good is by tapping it and seeing if it sounds a little bit like a drum. Oh. That bread is music. Okay, place the loaf on a wire rack to cool down, and then eventually it's time to eat. Look, beautiful. Look at that. It's great. Mmm. Oh! Mmm. So good. And then yeah, you could always, if you want, get rid of that if you're like that worried about it. But you know, in an apocalypse, if you're surrounded by zombies and someone hands you a loaf of bread that's slightly burnt at the top, you're not gonna go, sorry. No, you're gonna bread. Mate, this is so good. God, I'm such a legend. Subscribe for more videos.